You know, a lot of credit to Arizona, especially the first 10 minutes or 11 minutes is as good as I've seen them this year, or as good as an opponent has played against us. To both ends of the floor, their energy on defense, their shot making. We were really in trouble there, but credit our guys. So Mickey Mitchell did well. Giving us some good minutes when we were struggling, and then Cody hit some big shots to get us back in the game, and it was amazing that we actually had a shot going into halftime to take the lead after everything that went on early in that game. And then I thought it was just a high level start. We started the second half like we start usually the first 4 minutes and got a solid advantage, but I just think overall their size wore on us some, and just the offensive rebounds. We did a better, good job first half. They made a lot of shots too, but they had 9, I believe, in the second half, so that hurt. Some of the tip-ins hurt. Trier's 3 was big late in the game. I thought we left some things out there. We had some chances. Whether it was a missed layup or an open 3 or 1 for 6 from the foul line. So there were things like that in a tight game that hurt us in the second half, but. Overall, you look at the stat sheet, and again, we need to shoot better from 3, 7 for 25. We need to be, in the 40s, against one of the better teams in the country to come out with a victory. And then, we've hung our hat all year on getting to the free throw line way better than our opponent. So here we go, and it's 27-12. So, huge free throw advantage. Especially on the road, to for a team to outshoot a team that in the conference play, led the country in free throw differential with their opponents. So it's it's something that we got to do a better job of getting ourselves to the line, or at least making it more balanced and a little more even with our opponent. I think I covered everything. Maybe there might be something else someone might want to ask. I feel like we emptied the tank, though. We really did. I thought it was. It was an entertaining game to watch. I think it was. I thought it was a high-level game at times. I think both teams competed really hard, and so it was a fun game to be a part of.
How limiting was your foul trouble in the second half?
What's that?
How limiting was your foul trouble?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys had 4. Key guys had 4. Mello, I had to leave for a long time. Got to look at the film there on his fouls and try and work with him so I could get him out on the floor longer. Mitchell, same thing. Mickey was playing very well too, so it was disappointing that he couldn't be out on the floor a little more.
Coach, you guys had trouble early on in the game. What do you think they were doing that caused you guys to get off to a tough start?
I mean, they have high-level players, and they they had they're very energized on defense. We didn't get off to a good start scoring it. Right away it was 9-2, 11-2, and so we were just backs against the wall right away out of the chute. We turned it over too many times. We usually don't turn it over like we did today, especially in the first half. I believe we had 8 at halftime, but a lot of those were early in the game and gave them some confidence. But they bunch of different guys that scored for them, and got games going early on offense.
Bobby, sorry if you addressed this. I came in a little bit late, but how do you simulate someone like DeAndre in practice?
Well, it's not. None of my walk-ons could do that. He's just he's a special player. And I don't know. The more after competing against him twice. I mean, he may be the best, big that I've seen, in college, as a player and as a coach, in terms of his future and his upside, and he's just scratching the surface of, what he'll be. It's hard to imagine what he'll be, but he can step away and hit the jump shot. He doesn't get that tired either. We kind of had him on the perimeter, running him around on ball screens, and think it might be easier for our guards to go by, but he holds his own away from the basket on defense, and we can't push him away. He's kind of going over and getting the tip in. So he's got such a great future, obviously.
Coach, you mentioned their size, obviously. White and Lake did a pretty good job defending tonight. Do you just need more depth or more players like that?
I mean, if you'd have told me coming in here that, you know, that Cody, you know, had the game that he had, and that we won the paint 40-30, I mean, I figured I'd come in here with a big smile on my face. You know, but that's not the case. You know, they murdered us at the free throw line. You know, so that really was the difference. It was, you know, they were plus 14 at the free throw line, and you know, some of those were them stepping up and making. You know, they made a better percentage than we did. You know, they made 77%, and we didn't. You know, like I mentioned, we were 7 for 12, 1 for 6 in the second half when we needed to make those. So in these type of games, that sometimes that's what it comes down to. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.